Well, hello everyone. I'm really excited that we get to, have some segment with some artists and really understand from their perspective how they're adjusting during this time. Such an adjustment we're all having to make. So I really want to throw this on over to one of our resident DJs. We know him as a sound guy. He does so many things and helps us out in so many ways. DJ Sean Malik in the house. What's going on?
You got it. Maintaining, striving for better.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I have had the pleasure of recording in your studio several times. Thank you for your professionalism. We want to hear from you, what it's like to be adjusting during this time. We know the gig economy is hit hard, especially when it comes to events and things like that. I know you were just on Tip Jar, last week. So let's hear a little bit about what this adjustment means for you.
I mean, it means a lot. I have a few trades, as you mentioned, in addition to just being a DJ, audio engineer. I'm also a trained low voltage electrician, so not having that income coming in from being a DJ and engineer gigs and all that has impacted me tremendously. Even from my electrical gig standpoint, that's all but diminished. My particular field, we've been deemed an essential part of the economy, but even in such, I believe last week I didn't do anything last week, and this week so far I only had 2 assignments, which is. It's ridiculous. I normally average 5 to 6, appointments a day.
Wow.
So it went from that to, 1 to 2 to none. Again, last week, nothing, only 2 so far this week. So I've been impacted tremendously.
Wow. So I know that, we structured Tip Jar to really kind of be fill a void, for folks like yourselves. I know that you were on it. So let's hear a little bit about how you feel about that platform and using that as a DJ.
Oh, I like it and I appreciate it as well. Myself, I've been going live on, both Instagram and Facebook.
Nice.
A few responses in terms of, people, actually that's tuning in, responding and giving tips. But, I'm just trying to do that to keep myself, not really entertained, but I enjoy DJing, with the people. I feed off the energy. But one thing I've noticed that DJing at home and on social media than being out in the actual venue is that the energy is different. But I've still been getting the energy. So from a, mental standpoint, I guess, I'm still trying to keep that connection to my people, as well as give people, entertainment, not being able to come to the, a venue, bring it to their living room or their smart device. They may be at work trying to, those who have to go to work, trying to get through the day or, we all need some avenue to vent, and it's a venting avenue for me as well.
Yeah, well, one of the things that I love about the live platform is that it seems like at least people can respond right to you, yeah, that's my jam. So in terms of that kind of engagement, do you feel that that's kind of filling that void? It's not the same as being in the room with folks, but at least you can get some love, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's funny that you said that. I did a live broadcast last week on Instagram. And I had 2 viewers tuning in, one from Kansas City and one from here.
Nice.
And I'm taking requests. I don't use a DJ playlist whenever I DJ.
Right.
I know what I have in my crates, be it vinyl or be it on the Serato virtual crates. But again, I'll throw in a few joints and see what the crowd is digging, and I just build off that feedback. And I also take a request here and there if it's suitable to the groove that I'm in. So I had 2 viewers that was, they was feeding me, and I was feeding them. So we had that going for about at least 30, 45 minutes in itself. And then, we rocked out. So
nice.
I dug that. And that was the first time I got that type of response. And that was probably after my 5th, time going live and all that. But so one in Kansas City and one from the town, Kansas City, was rocking.
I love that.
So,
I think that's exactly what this time is really about. I think some of the brilliance that we're seeing is that honestly, it's actually meaning more deeper connections. I feel like, sometimes when you're out and you're in an event as a DJ, you don't get to really connect with the people that are there necessarily. They're rocking to you and you're, you're trying to, keep the energy hype. But a lot of the time you don't get that one-on-one interaction. So at least people are like, hey, that's my guy, hey, throw this out there, right? I feel that it's actually meaning some deeper connections. Are you seeing that too?
Absolutely. And just being one of the few DJs that do take requests, it's broadening my horizon. They may throw out something that I may not have access to, be it on my vinyl right there or on my hard drive, and I'm like, okay, ooh, I don't got that, but let me go ahead and incorporate that into my set. That was the jam, So And then they appreciated also me being able to respond and deliver like that. So, it's been definitely building relationships in that respect. You know, like you mentioned, typically when I'm out in the venue, I'll take requests, but I don't like people interrupting me when I'm in a set, you know, or not necessarily set, but when I'm in a groove. Once I catch a groove, let me do me, you know. Every once in a while, I have a friend or relative who, you know, I'll have intercept a lot of that, or, you know, they'll take the request for me. But other than that, when, you know, just general, when you see a DJ with the headphones on, you know, let them be. They're working.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And see, and I think that is critical for folks to know in terms of gig economy. I know when I was in Kenya, right, I was so shocked by how many people, they just bum rush the DJ booth. They're like, hey, look, I'm like, oh, that's different. This culture is different. Like, we know not to bum rush the DJ booth.
I got caution tape for that. You know, if it gets too critical, I'll set up the yellow tape. You know, give me my room. You know, don't do that.
So you had the 6 feet rule before social distancing was a thing.
I'll set up the yellow tape. If it gets, you know, to become sort of a bombardment, I don't mind, you know, a request, you know, if it fits the mix, you know, again, it keeps me on my toes.
Yeah.
But don't come at me, well, what you gonna play next? Or play something somebody can dance to, and everybody in the crowd, you know, in the venue's dancing but you.
Right.
So, or I wanna hear this and that, and I gotta hear this song, you know, it doesn't fit within the blend, you know, listen to that in your car before you come in.
That's
you know,
right.
But I keep it professional, but, you know, at times it can be irritating, but again, it keeps me on my toes as a DJ.
Absolutely.
You know, I appreciate it nonetheless.
Yeah, well, I've been learning a lot. I mean, just watching Tip Jar and, you know, talking to DJ Topspin. Shout out to Blendiana Jones
What
out
up,
there.
Top?
Yeah, shout out. But, you know, just talking to him, you know, talking about the craft of DJing, I think a lot of the times people don't understand all of the subtle things that you guys are doing as DJs with those turntables.
Right.
Help the people understand that there really is an art form behind this.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's one thing, you know, technology more so has made it a lot easier for people to DJ, so to speak, you know, quote unquote DJ. But from a craft and an art standpoint, I started off back in '84, maybe, with, you know, Radio Shack turntables, and I gravitated to the techniques I have now. I got one, my cousin passed, you know, Tone Marcus, R.I.P. And I got that one in probably, I believe that was '88, maybe, '89, and then another one shortly after that. So you got to keep your turntables tuned up nice. You got to keep your needles on point and sharp. When you're DJing, you got to make sure there's no static in your crossfader, whether you're going up, down, left, and right. You're playing one record that's on right here, but at the same time, you're queuing up another one in your ear. Meanwhile, you're thinking, what's the one you're going to play after that one goes off and that one goes off? So you're always on your toes. You're always thinking 2 and 3 steps ahead. You got to match the beats. You got to figure out how you're going to make your transitions connect. And for someone to come up and interrupt you during that whole process, I mean, a second off can, you know, make a detrimental difference to a mix, you know. For, you know, at least for me it can. And, you know, I'm not just pushing buttons and making this song come on. And then I'm gonna push the button and push the button and I mean, I'm actually, you know, transition, I'm mixing, I'm blending, I'm scratching. You know, I grew up from the, you know, golden era of hip hop, and, you know, I've been in DJ battles and things like that. So it's definitely a craft. And in order to do that, it takes concentration. It takes timing, and, you know, it takes a certain touch to be able to pull all that off simultaneously, you know. And that's what, you know, when you hear people build your skills, you know, skills that pay the bills and all that, it really is a skill set, you know. And you, as with any craft, whether it's shooting a jumper, you know, if somebody's out, you know, during the game and all that, you're not shouting their name out, you know, in the crowd. Some do, but like I said, you got to lock into that zone. And, you know, it's almost equivalent to, like I said, when I'm DJing and someone's, you know, not just making requests, but like I said, what you gonna play next, blah, 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 blah. It's almost like somebody being at a basketball game, and when the player's on the bench, you got this person in the back of their ear trying to get into their mind. So, you know, I am able to block that out. But for the most part, I'm just like, you know, just let me be. I got my headphones on, you know, I'll just give them a, you know, hold up sign, you know, let me, and then I'll entertain it for a while. But, you know, I don't have a problem either. Tell them, hey, you know, let me do my thing. I've been doing this for over 30 years. You know, I know what I'm doing. The crowd is responding. I'll fit yours in the mix if it, you know, if it fits the mix.
Right, if
but
it fits.
Being a DJ, another thing is being able to read the crowd and know what songs to play and the time to play them.
Yeah.
So even without having a playlist per se, I still have to know what's, you know, timing wise, what's going to fit with this record that's on, and then the next record.
Yeah,
So
because you could play the wrong song and then the energy
the crowd would, I mean, I've seen it. I've done it, you know, earlier. I've
Yeah.
done it, you know. That's why you got to know how to read your crowd.
Yeah.
And, you know, timing, time, you know, helps you do all that.
Yeah.
And practice. You know, you can practice things, you know, they say practice makes perfect, but you got to practice the right things and not the wrong things. Otherwise, you're just going to build and perfect bad habits.
Well, you know what, DJ Sean Malik, you have put it on the line for us today. If you didn't know before about the craft of DJing, I think you know something about it now. Well, we really appreciate you for giving us some time today. We hope we see you again. Come on, Tip Jar. I loved your blends. Love what you had going on. Love the old school you had popping off.
Thank you.
It was amazing. So thanks again for your time. We really appreciate you.
Thank you. My honor. It's a privilege.
Absolutely. And y'all heard it here. That was DJ Sean Malik. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.